time now for quarterfinal number 3 here on the first day of live action from the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. It's a quarterfinal between Nora Valdez of Colombia and Savannah Vanderwier of the USA.
Shooting on target number 1, representing Colombia, Nora Valdez. Shooting on target number 2, representing the United States of America, Savannah Vanderwier.
Well, Savannah Vanderwier is 21 years old and the world number 21, and has qualified for this through a host nation play. So a wild card entry for the host nation goes to Savannah Vanderwier. She goes up against Nora Valdez, the 24-year-old world number 7. You expect the Colombian to be the favourite for this, but Vanderwier is a bit of a banana skin, isn't she?
There's always that potential, isn't there, when you're the underdog? There's no pressure perhaps on your shoulders, so you never know what could happen.
Place in the semi-finals up for grabs. Valdez will get this quarter-final underway.
9 to start.
Here we go, Ben. Here we go. Yeah! Nice shot.
Better start and big support in the crowd. Obviously taking that on board with that smile.
Nice shot. You're 5 o'clock in the pan.
Nora with 10.
Vanderwier shooting the hinge.
Savannah with 9.
Still high.
We're going to draw.
You're good. You're good. Keep that shot timing quick. Okay.
And 10 for Nora Valdez.
You got this, Ben. You got this. Nice.
10 extra.
Well, match each other, 2 10s and a 9 for 29 each, and we're all square. But lots of noise coming from the American coach, words of encouragement.
Yeah, we often see that, don't we? Particularly the Americas making lots of noise, and we've got the home crowd there. I think they've filled it with some school children who are obviously going to support Savannah there as well. So some good home support.
You'll see Colombia with her coach as well. Another one of the archers sporting the rainbow flag in her quiver, supporting equal rights around the globe, which has been a big thing for everyone. And there are some of the American supporters.
Wind is sitting still. Okay. So.
Popular sport in this town, obviously due to local restrictions and the fact that it's the middle of the week. There's not as many as we would get at a World Cup stage. Valdez and Vanderwier all square, so Nora Valdez will shoot first in the second end.
10.
There you go, Ben. There you go. Good, strong shot. Yeah.
10.
Yeah. Right there. 12 o'clock, just above the X. Looks strong.
Just see that long rod moving around a little bit. Never expect it to be completely still. There's always going to be some movement.
Nice and strong. Here we go. Yeah! Almost a spider killer, babe. That one almost got the spider.
Perfect 30 from Valdez. There's an element of fun in the coach's tone for Vanderwier. Well, there was a dog barking off in the background? Did that put her off, do you think?
There was some kind of noise in the background, wasn't there, just as she was about to shoot? So, yeah, whether that actually disrupted her shot process and she just lost concentration for a second, that may well be a possibility. I mean, she's quite interesting in that, you know, she's reacting to what's going on around her. You can see her smile in between shots and things like that. Reacting to the crowd, though, you know, so much as we'll see a nod or, you know, something that's quite internal around the actual shot process that, you know, that's a good shot, but she's actually sort of reacting outside of that as well, which is quite interesting.
Interesting or distracting?
Well, it may well work for her. I mean, she's here, obviously the host nation spot, but you know, the American team is so deep that she was the best next American to get this spot, so she deserves to be here.
Well, trailing as we go into the third, Sarah Vanderwier is going to shoot first.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. There you go. Right.
More serious with that shot there, getting her concentration back in. Nora also shooting the hinge. Nice and steady.
Strong one, babe. Here we go.
Vanderwier being left-handed, got a good shot there of the arrow, sat on the arrow rest.
Yeah. You're on the top of the tank.
Different demeanour this time round, I think. Much more focus.
Nice strong shot.
9.
Okay. You just keep fighting.
Doors open to close the gap.
Yeah.
Just clips the line for her first perfect 30. And 87 is the result. Means Valdez needs a 10 to maintain her lead. And she duly delivers a 29 to stay just one ahead. 88 plays 87, but Vanderwier, as you say, Nikki, just looking a little bit more serious.
Yeah, it was very different that end, wasn't it? You know, she didn't react to crowds. There was no smiling throughout those shots. So she just stuck with the process. She was much more serious about it as well. And then as she came off the line back to the coach, there was the smile.
Well, the stadium announcer trying to drum up some support for both the athletes.
Okay. Deep breath, babe. Here we go.
To take a look back over that.
Boom. That's how
First perfect 30 from Vanderwier. 29 is enough for Valdez to stay in the lead. Start of the fourth, Vanderwier trailing by 1 point, shoots first and straight into the 10.
See these archers both shooting different stabilizer setups as well, so it's normal to that long rod, but notice that Nora's got a one side bar off to her left, whereas Savannah here showing those two twin rods down a bit lower. Just changes the balance of the bow.
So finishing with a 29 there. Chance for Valdez to really put a mark down on this one. Drops it into the 9 for a 29 herself, but that means she stays in the lead by a single point. Valdez one ahead going into the fifth, and we've seen in the previous two quarterfinals that a 1 point lead is enough.
I mean, it can be, but it's a close margin. 3 hours each here, so, you know, it's still open.
Certainly is. Now, the familiarity that you can see between Savannah and the coach is for one very good reason, and that's because the coach is her dad. And that's why we've got this very healthy and very sort of enjoyment-driven coaching coming from the father.
Yeah, it's really nice to see, isn't it? They're enjoying the time up there, and you know, between the ends, it is really important the archer's relaxed and, you know, not stressing out about the situation. Try and relax as much as you can, then back on the line, get into focus again.
Start of the 5th, we'll see Savannah Vanderwier here try to get back from 1 point behind.
Just out. That might be critical. You know, it's another point opened up. I was going to say the pressure being off Nora a bit, and she's just dropped one herself.
Yeah. That's it.
10 all about putting the pressure on her opponent who's leading. Ooh, that is going to be a 10. Exceptionally close. Vanderwier really needs this one to go in the 10 to keep that pressure on. And she's got a 29 there. So finishes with a 145. It does mean a 10 is required from Valdez for the win. Oh, she's pushed it into the 9. It was creeping up, that one. You could feel it coming with that first 9. A 28 from Valdez in the 5th end means that we will go to a shoot-off. Nikki, you love a shoot-off. Just tell us what we're about to see.
Absolutely. So it's 1 arrow for each archer. The closest to the middle will win.
Does mean that we'll have a little break in proceedings here because they will clean the target face. Why is that so important?
Yeah, new target faces will go up, so that if there is a measure, so there's what we call a little spider, a little cross in the very centre of the target, and that might be measured. You know, if they're that close to each other, the judge will use that cross in the middle of the target to measure them with calipers, so it's important that there's no other blemishes in that target face.
So keeping it very simple, if you score a 10 and your opponent scores a 9, you are definitely closer and therefore you win. They'll do the measure if it's exceptionally close with the same score. Savannah Vanderwier and father have really kept themselves in this competition. They've not allowed Valdez to disappear off into the distance, and that banana skin we were talking about, the underdog, the wild card coming in, as deserving as she is to be here, has come out to play because there's 14 world ranking places between the pair of them. Nora Valdez at number 7 in the world, Vanderwier at number 21. Well, it's come down to a single arrow shoot-off to see who will make it through to the semi-finals here at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Finals. Valdez or Vanderwier?
It was a quick shot, good process. A coach said as she came off the line last time, keep that elbow moving around, and she did.
Drifted off into the 9, so that's an easy call. And Nora Valdez, despite the scare of a shoot-off, is through to the semi-finals here in Yankton. Warm congratulations from Savannah Vanderwier, who played her part as the host nation wildcard in this quarterfinal. But it is Valdez of Colombia who's made it through.